On her 16th birthday, Leyla stole a cannon and slipped out of Erudidio under the cover of darkness to travel to the big, vast world. Eventually she reached a remote town in the southwest of the Moni Empire, where many children had mysteriously disappeared. Now she finally has a chance to try out the fighting and tracking skills she learned from her grandfather. After exploring the area and following clues, Leyla found a gang of criminals who were kidnapping the town's children and followed them to their headquarters, determined to put an end to their atrocities and save the poor children. But what Leyla didn't know was that these were no ordinary kidnappers, but evil scientists from Laboratory 1718 who were kidnapping innocent young children for use in their horrible human experiments. Enraged at the thought of the suffering of the kidnapped children, Leyla took her energy cannon and stormed into the waiting area. The difficulty and danger of the ensuing battle far surpassed anything Leyla could have imagined. In the heat of battle, the operatives of Lab 1718 recognized the Leviathan technology in Leyla's hands, and so decided to change the purpose of their operation. In the end, the kidnapped children were rescued and Leyla fell into the hands of evil scientists, losing her energy cannon to them. Leyla was imprisoned in a dark dungeon, and as soon as she lost all hope, she was suddenly released and returned to Erudidio. But when she returned to Erudidio, an even greater shock awaited her. Her father had defected from the Union of Scientists and become a member of the evil Laboratory 1718. A storm of recriminations and responsibilities immediately came upon her. Although she never got along with her father, Leyla could not believe that her calm and rational father would become a member of the fanatical Lab 1718. Leyla fell into a quagmire of confusion, and all she could do to keep her sanity was to concentrate on training and study constantly, trying to forget the reality of the situation in which she found herself. As time passed, Leyla grew older, and her old grandfather's life began to fade rapidly. On her deathbed, Leyla's grandfather told her that she had been kidnapped by Lab 1718 because they recognized the energy cannon her father had made for her. After Leyla was kidnapped by Lab 1718, her father had no choice but to take her place to save his beloved daughter. He was taken abroad and forced to serve at Lab 1718. Before he surrendered, he made the rest of the family promise never to tell Leyla the truth so that she could grow up without having to bear the burden of guilt for his fate. Leyla finally understood the motivation behind everything her father did and said to her, and the true depth of his love. She understood, and grew stronger. In the light of the setting sun, Leyla picked up the prototype Leviathan rifle her father had left behind and went in search of Lab 1718.